The human brain has long been considered the most powerful organ in the body. It accounts for only about 2% of body weight, yet consumes up to 20% of the energy we take in each day. If you imagine the brain as a super complex machine, then the fuel and the components that make it up are exactly the nutrients you eat every day. Every spoon of rice, every grain of cereal, every piece of fatty fish, or even a slice of white bread leaves a mark on the way the brain functions, determining whether you are alert or sluggish, cheerful or gloomy, focused or distracted. When all the water is removed from the brain and the remaining parts are analyzed, most of the dry weight of the brain turns out to be fat, especially lipids that play an important role in the structure of neuronal cell membranes. Then come proteins and amino acids, a portion of micronutrients, and finally glucose. All these components together create the smooth operation of a system so complex that modern science is still exploring. This means that what you eat does not only go into the stomach, but also directly to the brain, influencing emotions, memory, concentration, and even the long-term development of intelligence. Among fats, the most important are omega-3 and omega-6. These are essential fatty acids that the body cannot produce by itself and must obtain from food. Many studies have shown that a diet rich in omega-3 is linked to reducing the risk of neurodegenerative diseases, such as Alzheimer's, while supporting memory and learning ability. Sources of omega-3 and 6 include fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, chia seeds, flax seeds, walnuts, nuts, and vegetable oils. Once in the body, they help build and maintain neuronal cell membranes, enabling brain cells to communicate more effectively. This explains why people who consume more fish and nuts often perform better in cognitive functions. On the other hand, consuming too much saturated fat and trans fat is harmful. In the long run, it can impair brain health, hinder neural transmission, and even relate to mood disorders and memory loss. These bad fats are often found in fast food, fried foods, and processed sweets. Eating them excessively over time is no different than pouring poor quality oil into an engine, gradually breaking down the brain machine and making recovery difficult. Proteins and amino acids are equally important. They are the foundation for growth and tissue maintenance, and they directly influence how you feel and behave. Amino acids are the precursors to neurotransmitters such as dopamine, serotonin, and norepinephrine. These are chemicals that control mood, sleep, attention, and even weight. For example, after eating a big plate of pasta rich in carbohydrates, you may feel relaxed and sleepy, while a protein-rich meal with eggs, lean meat, or beans will leave you energized and alert. The balance of amino acids entering the brain creates your emotional state. If lacking or unbalanced, the brain easily tilts toward negative feelings or disorders. However, amino acids must pass through the blood-brain barrier and compete with each other for transport. Therefore, eating a diverse and balanced diet helps maintain the right ratio, allowing the brain to produce a balanced set of neurotransmitters, keeping mood stable and preventing extremes of agitation or depression. An unbalanced diet over time can lead to mood disorders or cognitive decline. Besides fats and proteins, the brain also needs micronutrients, including vitamins and minerals. Although required in small amounts, they are vital. Antioxidants abundant in fruits and vegetables help the brain fight off free radicals, protecting neurons from damage and extending their lifespan, which helps you maintain memory and clarity longer. B vitamins like B6, B12, and folic acid are especially important for preventing memory decline. Deficiency can cause neurological problems or early dementia. Minerals such as iron, zinc, copper, and sodium also play roles in cognitive development and neural transmission. Iron deficiency may cause fatigue and poor concentration. Zinc deficiency affects learning and memory. All these nutrients require energy to be transported and metabolized in the brain, and the primary fuel is glucose. Glucose comes from carbohydrates in everyday foods. The brain consumes glucose continuously, and when blood sugar drops, cognitive functions such as focus and memory are immediately affected, particularly the frontal lobes, which are responsible for reasoning and decision-making, are very sensitive to glucose changes. You may notice this when skipping meals or not eating enough. Your mind becomes foggy, concentration declines, and irritability rises. Not all carbohydrates affect the brain in the same way. Carbohydrates exist in three forms: starch, sugar, and fiber. On nutrition labels, they are often grouped as total carbs, but the ratio of sugar and fiber determines how the body and brain respond. High glycemic foods like white bread, soda, candies cause blood sugar to rise quickly, then crash, bringing down focus and mood. On the contrary, whole grains, oats, beans release glucose more slowly, providing stable fuel that sustains brain performance for hours, thus helping you stay attentive and efficient. From all this, it is clear that a healthy diet is not only for physical health, but directly determines clarity, mood, and the longevity of the brain. A varied diet rich in omega-3 and 6, balanced protein, enough B vitamins and essential minerals, combined with healthy carbohydrates, provides the brain with optimal fuel, keeping you sharp, creative, and capable of learning throughout the day, while also preventing cognitive decline in old age. Understanding the relationship between food and the brain means realizing that every meal is an investment in your intelligence. Instead of seeing eating as mere survival, you can see it as fueling the most complex machine in your body with premium energy, because every decision, idea, and emotion originates from the brain, and the brain itself originates from what you choose to put into your stomach. So next time you stand before your meal, ask yourself whether this choice truly nourishes your brain. If yes, then you are on the right track. If not, then it is time to change. When we talk more deeply about omega-3 and 6, many people know the name but not the importance. These fatty acids not only form cell membranes but also regulate inflammation, assist in neurotransmission, and protect the brain from oxidative damage. DHA, a form of omega-3, makes up a large part of brain gray matter, and the retina, lack of DHA, can reduce learning and memory. This is why pregnant mothers are advised to take DHA for fetal brain development, and young children need omega-3 for their maximum potential. Studies show that populations with high fish consumption, like Japan or Norway, have lower rates of Alzheimer's and depression, proving that good fats are natural protection for the brain, while populations with high fast food and industrial oil intake face more obesity, mood disorders, and dementia. Thus, daily food choices act as a kind of brain insurance. With proteins and amino acids, they not only create neurotransmitters but also repair and regenerate brain tissue. For example, tryptophan found in eggs, milk, and turkey converts into serotonin, the happiness and relaxation hormone. Serotonin then turns into melatonin, which regulates sleep. Eating enough tryptophan in the day may help you sleep deeper at night. Another amino acid, tyrosine, in chicken, fish, and cheese is the precursor of dopamine and norepinephrine, which enhance motivation, focus, and alertness. This is why athletes, business people, and students before exams are encouraged to eat protein-rich meals to increase mental performance. But eating only protein cannot guarantee the best outcome, since amino acids compete for entry into the brain. Consuming too much of one while lacking others disrupts balance, leading to mood issues. For instance, too much animal protein without vegetables and fiber can increase dopamine and norepinephrine, but not enough serotonin, causing stress and restlessness. Thus, the ideal meal is a mix of protein, complex carbohydrates, and vegetables, allowing the body to create a balanced set of neurotransmitters. Micronutrients are often underestimated. Many think eating enough calories is enough, but lacking vitamins and minerals silently damages the brain. For example, B12 deficiency can cause memory loss, nerve damage, and symptoms similar to Alzheimer's, though easily reversed with supplementation. Vitamin B6 is involved in over 100 enzymes, including those creating serotonin and dopamine. Folic acid is required for forming new brain cells, especially critical for pregnant women to prevent neural tube defects in the fetus. Antioxidants in berries such as blueberries, strawberries, and grapes neutralize harmful free radicals, protecting neurons from early aging. Research shows that blueberries may improve short-term memory and reduce cognitive decline in older adults. In other words, small, colorful fruits are secret weapons for long-lasting clarity. Minerals also play their part. Iron transports oxygen to the brain, and without it, you feel fatigued and unfocused. Copper helps form myelin, the insulating sheath of neurons. Zinc plays a role in the hippocampus linked to learning and memory. Zinc deficiency impairs short-term memory, Sodium regulates electrolytes and neural transmission. Too high or too low levels are dangerous. If you find this sharing useful, do not forget to like to support. Please share with your friends and family.